Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin as we're heading into the weekend, and in typical Saturday fashion the market has frozen again. So I want to show you two of my charts for Bitcoin, two of the short-term charts. We want to talk about possibilities and the Elliott Wave patterns, and as we head into the weekend, so that you are fully informed and that you know what you can expect and which levels ideally should not be broken, and if they are broken, where we might be heading next. So let's talk about this chart here, which is sort of the one that I normally use. In this scenario, we started to move down from the high at 25.2k in a wave 1. We move down in wave 1, we move up in a wave 2, we're now coming down in 3, moving up in 4, coming down in 5. Don't get me wrong, for this entire count down here from the high, there are so many possibilities to count it, and this, for example, doesn't mean Elliott Wave doesn't work. It purely means that the market is extremely uncertain. It is extremely uncertain, and it all comes down then to the interpretation of the analyst. Elliott Wave is normally, you have your rules, yes, so there is an element of objectivity, but like in any analysis that you can do anywhere in the world with anything, there is always a subject of experience and subjectivity coming into this. So just to understand why there are so many different possibilities, and if you watch 2 or 3 different Elliott Wave analysts, you will probably get 2 or 3 different answers, especially in the current environment. This might change. This changes if you go to the higher level wave pattern, where the situation is clearer. But here in the muddy 1 hour chart, there are different interpretations possible. Now, this is not necessarily the same for different coins. At the moment, I think it's worth in the market to look for coins that are really interesting and coins that are just messing around, like Bitcoin. There are many coins that at the moment we see a big divergence. One that I haven't really seen in that fashion before in crypto. You get really good charts that, I mean, there's no guarantee they are going to work out, but you get really good charts that have the strong potential that they are going to have a run in wave 3 next, while Bitcoin is still trolling around and some other charts are just not moving, right? So it's really important to filter out these opportunities, which I try to do on this channel. Okay, so we are based on this in this third wave. At the moment, the third wave consists of 3 waves, A, B, C, in an ending diagonal pattern here. And we have the potential that we are still pushing higher here in the wave C of B. Because the wave B in yellow here consists of 3 waves as well, A, B, C. And the C wave is a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5th wave would be ideal to get it. There is at the moment no guarantee whether we get it, because it could very well also be in already. Okay, so how do we deal with this? For me at the moment, you can see that we have pulled back to support. So if you measure that from this perspective, with the latest developments here in the chart, we have roughly here changed a bit from the previous video. We've got the $19,200 level here that should not be broken ideally. If we do break it, it would be an indication that this wave 4 isn't going to work out, that this is something different and we're coming down straight away. Well, this is the indication of it. The confirmation for it would be a break below that swing low at 18,855. So important. If on the other hand we are moving above the 19,650 level, then this would be a good indication that indeed we are already pushing higher here in wave 5, and could then reach the area around, I would say, it depends on which chart you look at, which count you look at, but I'd say first of all here the resistance, the ascending trend line, which is around 20.6k, and then we get our wave 5 of C of B, and then we would roll over. That's currently my primary expectation. Well, it's not necessarily my primary expectation, but it's probable that there is some upside potential. At the moment the chart isn't, again, it's just frozen again, and it all depends on which levels are now broken, right? to the downside here, swing low, yeah, and already a break below that previous swing low here, 19,340, wouldn't be good. Okay, so I mean, this is a possible 1-2 setup, and we should now start. If not, and if we break that 19,330 level and then also break 19,200, yeah, this pattern is probably not going to work out, and it massively increases the probabilities that we will come down straight away. We would then also break out of this ascending trend line to the downside, which I think at the moment we're still fighting for to hold it. And then we would come down in wave C that can take us sort of into the region around 15 to 16K. So this is one interpretation. As I said, wave 4 and 5 could already be in, and then we're coming down straight away. We don't have 5 waves in yet. So this would become clearer here, as I said, with one more low, because we can count. When you can count from a high 5 waves down, then this is a good chance that we're actually indeed coming down impulsively. So we can count at the moment here a 1, 2, then here I would say 3, 4, and the 5th wave is still missing. Okay. Well, there is one, but it's too short. It's not, this little bit here doesn't really subdivide into 5 waves yet. Yeah, it's not ideal. So yeah, it's micro counting at its best, but it really depends on the price action now, which levels do actually get broken here at the moment. Now the other chart then, which is this one, looks at it a little bit differently. Disregard the gray count for a moment, but here from the high at 25.2k, we look at all of this also as a diagonal pattern, but count it a bit differently. We say we've already done waves 1, 2, 3. We are now in wave 4. Maybe that's already finished, and we're coming down in 5. So also here we primarily expect another low, but also here there is still some short-term upside potential. So the chart still includes short-term upside potential. How do we look at this? So this is obviously you could call this a descending wedge here on this chart. Yeah, if we count it like that, if we look at it like that, which is generally a rather, you could call it a bullish pattern, but doesn't mean it's necessarily over. As per this chart, there could be one leg down, and then we push out from here and could go back into a bull run. Now that's pure speculation at this stage. We have no evidence for that yet. But overall, we look at this as wave 4 here, yeah, which has possibly peaked. One good indication that it has peaked is the strong decline from the top. And if we look at the Fibonacci retracements, you can see that we reached the 50% Fib level actually. And we reacted quite strongly to that 50% Fib level. Now, if we look at this now in more detail in the subwaves, if we say, okay, the wave 4 consists of A, B, C, this could be finished. So we could have A in here. Just see if I've got that correctly. So as per this count, we could say we've got A in here, we've got B in here, and C in here. No, even here. Yeah, C would be in here, and this would be finished. Okay, so then we would be rolling over now. And again, a drop below this swing low would definitely confirm we are heading further down below the wave B low at 18,930. That would be a very strong indication we are actually heading down here in wave 5. Until we are really breaking that level, there is still a potential to push higher. Why? Because we can also look at this in terms of wave 4 not finished, wave Y not finished, wave C not finished. This is currently wave B that's coming down. This was wave A. Yeah. And then we would say that from the high, we made A, B, C, and B. Yeah. And in wave C, we are now coming down. I have to go to the 1 hour chart for that. again, here, same story. Yeah, we can't really count 5 waves yet. So, but this would then finish off C and B. So there could be one more leg down and then moving higher from here. Okay. And then possible targets, as I said, around, yeah, you could say, if I measure it based on this chart, we could say, let's take the wave A length. Depends on how low wave B comes. Let's say we bottomed out already. Then it could even take us to 21.3K. So I just want to show you there are different interpretations possible here. It all depends on, are we now holding those relevant lows? I mean, this is basically, there is not the one level that you can point out. It is basically here, depends on where you start, yeah, but it's sort of this range here, yeah. If we go through this range, and I make that yellow, then it's a strong indication that we are heading down straight away, that we're already in wave 5. Here's still a chance to hold as a wave B, and if I look at the other chart as well, as a wave 4, yeah. So this range is sort of between 18,950 and 19,000, yeah, 350 or 330, so the last swing low, yeah. So if we lose this level, then I think wave B will get less likely and we are heading down already. Until then, there's a good chance to find support here and to actually push higher in a wave C. So short-term upside potential still here, not invalidated, and it's just an extremely difficult pattern. Therefore, I'd rather prefer to sit on the sidelines here. Again, because Bitcoin is just not that, it's not that, it's not one of the best patterns here, really. It's a lot of messy price action. It's a lot of up and down. In these ups and downs that you see here, a lot of micro counts are being invalidated. So here it's just waiting, I think, until we really see a clear pattern emerge. And Ethereum is a bit different, but also now in the micro, you get all this sideways movement, all this up and down, and best to wait here for a clear 1-2 setup and an impulse, in my opinion, which is different from just dollar cost averaging. That always works at the current price action, I think. Of course, no financial advice, but this is sort of depending on your perspective and time frame. Okay, and that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.